Does risk-taking give you a thrill? Maybe you skydive, you drive race cars, you live with your in-law. Just kidding about that one. Most of us, we don't want to risk our lives. We may sometimes risk our life savings, though, and there's no thrill in that. And it can surely put a chill into our retirement plans. So Jim Lineweaver's here to put our ideas about retirement risk on the right track. Jim's a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Thanks for joining us, Jim.
My pleasure.
So at the risk of repeating information, define risk for us first.
Yeah, well, we'll keep the in-laws out of this for now, but
please.
Okay.
Just joking.
Right. But in any event, really what it is, it's the odds of losing money versus the expected return that you're, kind of expecting to get on that investment. And that risk measurement is what you should do to analyze your investments. Because a lot of times what we do is we do a free CAT scan for people about their investments, and people are actually taking on a lot more risk than they really realize. And that can get them into a lot of trouble.
Doesn't any investment carry risk?
We can't say all of them, but some do, and obviously take more risk than others, and that's what you have to weigh versus, a savings and a CD at a bank versus mutual funds or stocks and things along that nature. So there's always a balance in there for people, and that is what you have to get right, because a lot of people don't pay attention until it's too late.
How does time play into risk?
Well, that's huge, because what ends up happening is the longer the time frame until you need money, potentially, the more risk you could take. So, if I'm paying for a kid's or a grandkid's college in the next year or two, I'm not going to really put on a lot of risk. And so it's really defined as your willingness, your ability, and your need for these levels of risk. Whereas if, there's somebody that can actually, look out for a 20, 30-year time frame for some different types of investments or till they need the money, they might be able to take on more risk with that.
So when you talk about ability to take on risk, help me understand that a little bit.
Yeah, so let's say you have you've done well, accumulated good money, you have over a 7-digit portfolio, and what ends up occurring is that you may not have to take on a lot more risk. You've made it, and as long as you're prudent with it and don't screw up with it, you're going to be fine for the rest of your life and create a nice legacy for your family. However, if you get greedy and try to double that money and stuff, that's where you can get into problems. Whereas somebody that's much younger, just starting out and really trying to build some time and also some money for their future, what happens is they can take on more risk to try to become financially independent.
So do we all need to take on risks?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it depends on your aversion or what we call sleep well at night money, Right. So in other words, what amount of money do you want to have sitting aside? So gosh forbid if another 9/11 or anything ever occurs, you can just roll back over in bed knowing that you've never lost that piece of the money. And then the other portion you can do is try to stay ahead of inflation.
And so we have to keep evaluating our risk because that changes our ability, our willingness, all those things you pointed out changes over time. And our time frame changes too. So you suggest we constantly reevaluate our status?
You do. Whether it be rebalancing and stuff like we talked about the last show, or just making sure that, investments, maybe if they are over to the risky side, that they're producing dividends, that no matter what's going on with the underlying stock market, that you might be able to be getting a reward for that during those volatile times. You could also use 100 minus your age as all the amount of money that you want to have at risk. So just simple benchmarks, but they really stand the test of time to make sure your portfolio is going to turn out the way you want it to.
Always good information. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for having me.
When it comes to your investments, risk isn't bad, it just needs balance. So follow Jim's advice and take the time and be willing to use your ability to determine your need for risk. I got all the words in. Need more help? Give Jim a call. His number's up next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or log on to www.lineweaver.net. Next, in healthcare, the times, they are a-changin'.